Welcome to your Friday drive-by on Service Drive Revolution. It's a little something to think about, a little food for thought going into the weekend, inspiration maybe. How are you doing, Christian?
I'm doing great. Love Fridays.
Welcome, Christian Lafferty, to the show. I want to talk about something today, Christian, but it's a setup.
I love setups.
Do you believe that practice works?
Yes.
Have you seen practice work?
Certainly.
You have?
Yeah.
Where? Give me an example.
Oh gosh, any kind of sport, I think, is the really easy thing that practice works. And then when we're doing our stuff here, practice definitely makes us better at things.
Yeah. So what about like with advisors practicing selling or practicing walk-arounds or whatever? Does that work?
Yes.
Do you see advisors get dramatically better when we role play with them?
Yes. And ironically, they fight it, and then they do it, and they're like, oh, that worked. I got better.
And then do they get confidence?
Yes.
And then do they love the different experience and feedback they get from the customers when they do it?
Typically.
So it kind of compounds, right?
It is. It's
so
a snowball effect.
we get them to practice. It's a little hard in the beginning. And then they get better at it. Then they start doing it. And then they get a positive return on it. And then it feeds their confidence. And then they feel better about themselves. Right?
Sounds about right.
Is that about the journey?
Yeah.
And it's kind of that way with anything, right?
Agreed.
Like lifting weights or riding the Peloton or anything. It takes practice, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you believe that our thoughts, when we're thinking something, we're practicing thinking?
Yes. And I also believe in manifestation too. So.
Okay, so manifestation. So you believe in manifestation. So manifestation is that you dream you're going to get a parking spot in front of Best Buy. And so you think that, and then when you go to Best Buy, there's a good parking spot.
Yep.
Is that what you think?
I believe that
Is that
happens.
manifesting?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And does that happen?
I think it's happened to me many times. I think about it, usually manifestation, I'm going on a bigger scale than just the parking spot, but it works with the parking spot too.
Give me an example of the bigger thing.
Okay, so let's say that I want to be really successful at shooting free throws, for instance. And like,
Why do you want to be good at shooting free throws?
I think it's important. It's a good show of consistency and discipline.
Have you ever heard the term white men can't jump?
Yes.
But you're going to practice free throws.
Yep.
Okay, so free throws. Sorry.
Okay, so
I'll leave the jokes to you.
Right.
Free throws.
I've got a couple of good ones too. It's going to be a great drive-by. So I visualize myself shooting and making the free throws, right? So I spend a lot of time focusing on my bending of the knees, the follow through on the hands and everything like that. Like I see myself making free throws, and then you go up and you hit 9 out of 10 free throws.
Yeah, and so there's studies on that, right? Is that what you're referencing?
Yeah.
Where they had a group of kids practice free throws, another group of kids not practice at all, and then another group of kids visualizing
without physically shooting them.
And the kids that visualized and the kids that actually practiced did about the same. The kids that didn't practice didn't do so well, didn't fare so well. So the idea is that actually physically practicing is as effective as visually practicing, right? Am I hitting what you were kind of intending?
100%. Well done.
Okay. So what do most people practice when they practice thinking? Positive or negative?
Most people, I would say, probably lean towards the negative.
Okay. So if you practice thinking negatively, what is most of what you're going to be manifesting?
Negative.
Right. So I've been practicing thinking positively. And guess what happens when you start practicing thinking positively all the time?
Positive things start to happen?
Yes. But what else do you think happens? This was the surprise to me. So I've been practicing thinking positively before I go to sleep. First thing when I wake up, gratitude. So doing kind of that, Tony Robbins thing of a little gratitude in the morning, thinking about all the things I'm thankful for, but just trying to change my context of what's possible and not saying things like I can't do that, or I'll try to do that, but saying I could do that if I want to, right? Just changing the way that I think and the way that I talk to myself. We've talked about it before, like Jordan Peterson's thing, like stop saying things that make you weak.
Yep.
But I've kind of been taking that to a different level. But what do you think happens when you start practicing positivity and we established positive things start to happen? Your context becomes positive. But what do you think the surprise is in that scenario if you start doing that?
Do you start to notice people that aren't positive?
Most people aren't positive. Exactly. Like 99% of people are miserable.
Sucks for them.
Yeah, but you almost don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, you don't want to get it on you,
Because
right?
their energy is like, it just kills your whole thing. It's like, man, really? Is it that bad? You're that much of a victim? Life sucks. Like, the thing that you start to notice is most people take no responsibility for their life, their outcome, nothing. Everything is everybody else's fault.
It just happened, right?
It's crazy. You want to know another thing that kills your positivity? If you're practicing positivity, another thing that just kills it besides people?
I don't know.
The news.
Oh, I don't watch the news. Maybe that's why I'm so happy all the time.
It's like a poison pill.
Yeah, because the happy doesn't sell apparently.
No, fear sells.
Yeah.
And so it messes you up.
Oh, so I was at a bar a few weeks ago. Not in downtown LA because they're not open now. But
Nice segue.
Yeah, I've been
Christian segue Lafferty.
That's right. So I sit down at the bar, and I'm the only one in there. It was super weird. Like I just assumed that they were open. They were. It was good. So I order a beverage from the bartender, and he walks away, and all of a sudden I hear, "Nice shirt," and I look around. I don't see anybody. I'm like, okay, so I'm losing my mind, but I liked my shirt. It was a nice shirt, just like this. I love this shirt. And get halfway done with my beverage, and all of a sudden, I hear this. "I love your shoes." And I yell at the bartender. I'm like, "Hey, man, did you just say that you liked my shoes?" And the bartender comes over. He's, "I'm sorry. It's the peanuts. They're complimentary."
Oh man, that was a long setup. You could have kept going.
I thought about it.
Your jacket.
Oh,
you could have
yes.
just you could have taken that for 30 minutes. You could have done that one.
Don't think
That's
the thought
awesome.
didn't cross my mind.
That's funny. Okay, so here's the thing going into your weekend that I want you to think about. Little hinges, swing big doors. What if just before you go to bed and right when you wake up, you just think about positive things, you tell yourself positive things, you think about what you can accomplish, you focus on what you can control, not the things that you can't control. You don't look at the news, so don't wake up and look at news. You don't wake up and check email. You just think about positive things, think about things you want to attract, positive people you want around you. Spend more time with positive friends, doing positive things, and watch what happens. Your perspective completely changes, and you can't stand to be around a lot of people because they're so negative.
Yep.
You're not going to have any friends.
But you'll be happy, damn it.
I have no friends, but I'm super happy.
Yep.
That's awesome. So thank you. Have a great weekend. And now check out this clip from next week's Service Drive Revolution.
Next week on Service Drive Revolution.
The show today is about how to retain your technicians. Okay, they made a list. Usually it involves parts. Toyotas don't break that often.
That one does. No, we have one season. Well, maybe two with fire season.
You guys need to get the TikTok.
That might be hard for our viewers and listeners to hear that because there's going to be a little bit of bleeping attached to that. But
What are we going to do on TikTok?
so many things. Probably the smartest thing that he ever did. He was an idiot overall, but
There's nothing that runs technicians away quicker than advisors that don't know what they're doing. When you hit the subscribe button, an angel in heaven gets their wings. Thanks for watching this week's Drive By. I hope we gave you something to think about over the weekend. We're uploading new stuff every day, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on the show, call 8333-ASK-SDR and we'll answer your question on the show. That's 8333-ASK-SDR. For special deals on our books and training, head over to offers.chriscollinsinc.com. Now that's offers.chriscollinsinc.com. I'm Chris Collins, and I'll see you in the next video.